Today I'm headed north out of Birmingham to the Lake Guntersville State Park in Alabama. I'm going to the 2024 Oliver Travel Trailers Owners Rally. Now this annual rally is a chance to hear the latest news from Oliver and vendors and an opportunity to meet and connect with other owners. Now, the park is situated on the southeast shore of Lake Guntersville on the Tennessee River. It has 6,000 acres of woodlands and a golf course, nature center, zip line, and 36 miles of hiking and biking trails. Now this is part one of a two-part series because there's so much to go over from this trip. So pop some popcorn and sit back or skip ahead with the chapter marks I've added, and be sure to come back for part 2. I'm set up in my site. It's across the way from these little cabins, and there's a bathhouse right over there. This is F37. So not too bad. It's fairly level even though it drops off on the sides. And there are Olivers everywhere. Well, I'm leaving the campground. I've never seen so many Olivers. Even at the Oliver factory I didn't see this many. The cicadas are so loud here. I'm on my way up to the lodge, which is up at the top of the hill. That's where they're going to have the kind of the opening ceremonies and that sort of thing. So met some good people so far. It should be interesting. I mean, this is not really my style. I'm not really that big into campgrounds and socializing. I'm not opposed to it at all, but my preferences are really kind of more being out in the woods and being away from people. I guess I'm antisocial, but this is a really beautiful place. The views up this hill are really nice down towards Lake Guntersville. So I'll try to record a few things up there at the opening ceremonies of the kickoff, I guess, of the rally. The lodge here seems very nice. There is a large eagle sculpture at the entrance, and the lobby area has a nice feel to it. Well, the first order of business, of course, is to visit the bar before making our way to the ballroom for the keynote speech and dinner. Now, I didn't record all of the opening remarks made by Rodney Lomax, who is the Director of Operations for Oliver. At the end, I'll give you a synopsis of my understanding of his presentation.
Well, those are the things we'd like to go over this evening. First of all, welcome. We so much appreciate your attendance, your support of the brand and everything. So again, welcome. As always, Guntersville State Park does, a wonderful job. We have a beautiful venue here. So thank you for being a part of this. One of the first items on our agenda here is we absolutely want to recognize and thank all of the sponsors. And you need to, somewhere to get an Oliver service. It'll be a reference tool for Jason and his team, as well as you can just reference it off of our website. But again, you guys know who you've used that has provided a really good service versus not so good. So again, this is feedback that we would like to get from you guys, just so that we can again help provide a tool out there so that when you're on the road and you need service, you're hopefully going somewhere that's going to treat you. Whenever you're traveling, whether you're pulling into a gas station or a campground or whatever, how many conversations have you had about your product? I mean, good grief, you can't even get back into a campsite sometimes before. So I can't express our gratitude enough about what you guys do, but just know that we're not pushing all this off to our dealers. My sales team will still be available to answer sales questions. Jason's team will be available for technical support and aftermarket support. So, we're here to help. So if somebody has questions or whatever, please tell them to call us, and we'll get them the right answer and get them to the next step that they need to get to. But we are fully committed to supporting you, our owners, as well as potential customers that you will obviously be engaging with throughout your travels. It's real. And so we're all navigating through some rough waters, and I'm looking at the best people that I know of to help our brand continue to be successful. So just know that we appreciate you, and that, just please continue to do what you've always done for us. When people ask about your trailer, just be honest and forthright. I mean, we're not a smoke and mirrors organization. I mean, we try to be very honest, and our integrity means a lot, and the quality and the brand of the trailer that we build means a lot. And that's all we ask, is that, help us to help you and help us to continue to be successful. So again, as I mentioned, we're obviously in this transition phase, and so I wanted to give everybody an update as to where we are as far as our dealerships. So we currently have 13 authorized Oliver dealers that are signed with us. There are 3 that currently do not have Olivers on their lots yet. The one in Louisiana, we have a Washington location, and the one that's in Quebec, Canada, does not have units yet. And then we are still in the process of onboarding more dealers in the geographical areas where we have holes. Our goal is to have it to where either you, an owner, or a potential buyer could get to an Oliver dealership within roughly a half a day's drive. That's our goal. And now obviously if you are in the middle of South Dakota, it's probably going to be a day. But for everywhere that, you know, everywhere practical, I mean, we're hopefully going to have a dealership that's within a half a day's drive of where you live. As with anything, I mean, this is going to take time. It's not perfect, and it's never going to be perfect, but Jason, Esri, and I are working as much and as diligently as we can with our dealerships to train their salespeople, their service people. So, is it going to be 5-star right off the rip? Probably not. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it is. I do feel like we have partnered with some really, really good dealerships. Just to pick one out of a hat is, you know, Baumgartner in North Carolina, Lenore, North Carolina. I've worked with Shannon quite a bit in the last 5 months. I mean, they're a well-run family organization. I mean, some of you here have, you know them, you have dealt with them. Again, they're learning our products still, but we're committed to helping them, but it is a process that we're going to go through.
I'm going to pause here to give you my take on these announcements. Now, if you're not aware, there have been a lot of changes at Oliver lately. They have transitioned from a direct-to-consumer model to selling through dealers. They also announced they were shutting down the service center in Hohenwald. Now, this caused quite an uproar among the Oliver owners that didn't want to establish a relationship with a dealer to get service rather than returning to the factory. Well, Oliver listened to the owners and, to their credit, have decided to leave the factory service center open. Now, in my opinion, Oliver's success is to our collective benefit, so whatever they need to do to stay in business and grow is good for everyone. It's after sundown. It's darker than it seems on the phone. Just got back from the opening ceremonies up at the lodge, and there are Olivers everywhere. There's me, and then you can see this is the section near the lake across the road. There's an Elite 1. The Elite 2s are by far the most popular. There are quite a few Elite 1s here. it is early on Thursday morning. Just getting going here, making some coffee. Gonna take Oreo out for a walk, and then I'm gonna get going back up to the lodge at the top of the hill and listen to some of the vendor presentations today. Okay, here we go. Surrounded by Olivers. Yeah, the bathhouse is right across the road from my campsite, so it makes it very convenient. I went over there and took a shower last night, and they have these little cabins next to them. It's quiet this morning. Well, here we are. It's about 7:30. I'm gonna be heading out up to the lodge area. And there's gonna be some vendor presentations up there. Wanna check out the lithionics presentations. So, all right, we're leaving the campground. Come back down here around lunchtime. Have some lunch and check on the puppy. Let her take a walk. These little cabins they have out here are kind of neat. I'm sure they're expensive though. So you can see here, I mean, by far it is Oliver City everywhere. So they're the most common camper in this campground right now. There are a few fifth wheels and Class A's and that sort of thing around. Still Olivers everywhere. Now you turn left out of the campground to head up towards the lodge area. It's I guess about a mile or two, and you gain a lot of elevation between here and the lodge. Last night when I was coming back along this way, there are a ton of deer in this area, and they have no fear. They just walk across the road they know you'll stop for them. Well, I went down up to the lodge this morning and watched a presentation from Lithionics about the batteries, and then there was a CGI Detailing, talk about their ceramic coating, and this is vendor day, so I wanted to talk to the Lithionics guy about the way that I typically do my batteries. So I parked my Oliver out in the driveway of my house, You know, I go out fairly often, usually more frequently than once a month, and I hope to be increasing that over the summer and everything. And my worry was that I was, you know, not necessarily damaging the battery, but aging it prematurely by leaving it out in the driveway, connected, and the solar topping it off. So I wanted to ask about that, especially for me, living in Alabama. You know, I can camp year-round, and that was one of the reasons I got the Oliver, was to be able to have that insulation when I'm out, you know, in the wintertime. Basically, what he told me was that not work the battery too much is just a turn off. So he's just saying if you're just parking for a couple of weeks, you just turn it off and not worry about it. I'll probably start doing that. I've been leaving it on. Honestly, I kind of like coming out to the Oliver when I'm at home, kind of a little getaway. Especially if it's raining, you know, I kind of like coming out here and just kicking back and listening to the rain hit the roof and taking a little nap. You know, that's what I'll do. And I don't really need the power when I'm out here taking a nap, but if I did, I can just flip the switch and turn it back on again. So right now, I'm losing interest in the vendors. It's a beautiful lodge up there. It has some great views of the lake, and I'd like to see what there is around here. Maybe Oreo and I can go for a hike. Just kind of need to look at the map and see what's available. Maybe if there's someplace down close to the lake, I can carry my camera and do get some pictures. Or if there's a paved trail, I don't know or at least a fairly flat trail, I could ride my gravel bike. So I'm gonna do a little research and find out what's good, and I'll of course carry you guys along. Boy, there are a lot of birds out here. I'm down at the end of this little gravel road at the very end of the campground. And there's a turnaround. There's a couple of fire pits, but no camping is allowed here. I'm hiding my bike right there. And I'm gonna go over here. It looks like there might be a trail, so I'm gonna follow that for a while. Got this little trail here. It's gonna be me and Oreo. This little trail looks kind of neat. Gonna follow along this for a while. I didn't bring any bug spray. Well, I did. I just didn't put it on. I think it works better when you put it on. But there don't seem to be too many insects flying around. This is neat. It's a big rock garden there. Oh, this is more my speed anyway. I'm getting away from the crowds. It's funny how the cicadas you only hear them in certain areas. Like in this area I don't hear any, but I can definitely hear some, you know, out in front. And I guess this is the first time I've really heard them. Down around Birmingham where I live, we don't have them for some reason. I'm not sure why. It doesn't sound like I thought it would. You know, it's not like a bunch of individual sounds. They all merge together into sort of a it sounds like water running, like someone left the tap on. It's a little tricky with Oreo. You know, she's got really small legs, and I hate to torture her, but at the same time I don't necessarily want to carry her everywhere. So I try to let her get some exercise, but at some point she runs out of steam, and that's why I have to carry her. She has little tiny feet, so don't want to make her suffer. This is more my kind of thing, and don't get me wrong, I'm not antisocial. I'm not trying to avoid people. It's just, you know, I've met some nice people, and I'm sure I'll continue. There's a open house and there's a potluck, and I'll be going to both of those. Oh, there's some people fishing out there. You know, sitting around a busy campsite is not really my cup of tea. Speaking of which, I can make some green tea when I get back to the camper. Yeah. This might be the end of the trail. There's some sort of state building here, and there's looks like a gravel road access. There's a sign here that says Seals. That's the name of this trail. Some more kayakers out there. I tell you, it's gonna be some tough paddling out there in this wind. Well, I think I'm going to turn around here. I've gone about 2 miles, so once I head back, that'll be about 4 miles round trip to get back to the bicycle. But yeah, this is glad I came down this trail. It's pretty neat. There's just the pavilion down here. They had some vendors that were set up, and a couple of the new 2024 Olivers, and also a demo of CGI Detailing. These are the guys that do the ceramic coating.
What we would do next after we did this whole trailer, and then go ahead and rinse it off with the pressure washer. We have links to the stuff we use, so after we're done, we can give that to you guys.
Is it better to get it wet before you squirt that on?
Yeah, if it's really sunny especially, if there's a lot of bugs, you're going to want to knock the big one as much off as you can, then let that soak and then spray it on.
Well, this is the Legacy Elite 1, or I guess they just call it the Legacy Elite. This is the 2024 model. Some of the things I noticed about this trailer, the sinks now are not stainless steel, they're molded fiberglass, and they're using the new style door that's rounded at the top and has a latch down here. And the sink in here is also molded fiberglass. I was speaking with the Oliver guy. He said that they were having trouble finding the stainless steel, so they went with molded. I like this door. They've also got the same door in the Legacy Elite 2. It's rounded at the top. It's just, I don't know, it's pretty neat. Ah, there's Orion. Right, this is the 2024 Legacy Elite 2. Not a lot of differences in this year. The vent at the top is missing. And you can see it has the same door.
Doing good, how are you?
And this is the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2024 model. Everything seems pretty much to be exactly the same as my trailer, the 2023. The only differences are with the door. It has the kind of rounded top and not magnetic. It uses the handle. Has a latch. This one has the composting toilet, but they still have the stainless sink here and also in the kitchen. Also have that. Thanks for watching part 1 of the Oliver Rally series. Be sure to come back for part 2, where we'll go on a tour of the Cathedral Caverns cave and also go through a few Olivers as part of the open house. If you want to make sure you don't miss it, please subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.